I'm going to show you how to make this shelf out of an old bicycle and a couple of pieces of pine. Overall, this shelf cost me about $20 to make, so it is pretty budget friendly. A couple months ago, I showed you guys how to make a live edge clock using old bicycle rims, and since then I've been brainstorming all of the different things that I could make using old bicycle rims, and this, next up on the list. It is truly amazing the things that you can make using an old bicycle tire. And if there is something that you would like to see me make using an old rim or any other parts of a bike, definitely let me know in the comments below. Especially since my house is starting to look like a scrapyard, I'd love to find a creative way to use them. Overall, this is a really fun project until the very end when I dropped it and I broke it. I did manage to salvage it, but it is not perfect. And make sure you watch to the very end if you want to see what happened. Once we've got ourselves a bicycle tire, the first thing we're going to do is deflate it and take the tire off. Then we can cut off the spokes so that all we're left with are the rims. Next, I'm going to cut the wood for the shelves. I used a 1x12 and cut it in half using the table saw. Then I used the miter saw to cut the pieces to length. I measured from one end of the rim to the other exactly where I wanted my shelves, and then I subtracted 1/8 of an inch to accommodate the pieces of steel. Mine were 20 inches. Then I cut the ends on a 25-degree angle, flipping the board between cuts so that the cuts are angled in towards each other. This next part is not necessary, but I thought it gave the piece a nicer finish. You could just screw through the rim right into the shelf, but I chose to add a steel strip at each end of the shelf. I got a strip of 1-inch steel from Home Depot and cut it into 5.5-inch pieces, or whatever the width of your shelf is, and then cut it using a grinder. You could also use a hacksaw for this part. Make sure you file down the edges when you're done. Then screw holes in your bicycle rim if the holes that are already there don't line up with where you want the shelf, and then screw a coordinating hole in the piece of steel. Once I got all the holes where I needed them, I spray painted all of the steel, including the small pieces I cut. I used Rust-Oleum spray paint in flat black. While I waited for the steel to dry, I stained my shelves using Golden Pecan by Minwax. Once everything was dry, I assembled my shelf. I lined up the hole in my rim with the hole on my 1-inch steel piece and drilled a hole slightly smaller than the width of my screw. Then I used 1-inch pocket screws to hold it all together. I recommend painting the screw heads the same color as your rim. To hang it, I riveted 2 D-hooks in the back. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more super trendy, budget-friendly ways to decorate your home. Fun and fairly easy project to make Oh gosh!
Show your face.
No!
Okay, good.
Finished building a shelf for my next video that I've been working on the last couple days. And I went to go hang it up and I put some little concrete planters on it and it fell off the wall and it broke and the concrete planters smashed. And it's all because I was being lazy with my hanging. I decided that it was good enough hanging on a nail, and I knew it was a bad idea when I was doing it, but I did it anyway. Anyway, I'll show you what happened. It broke at these two little screw seams, and then it got all super scratched up all along the edges. It's salvageable, maybe not sellable, but we'll see. At least hopefully I can use it to finish my video.